Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be diving into the Aerosmith concert Blu-ray Rock for the Rising Sun. The case contains a booklet with some band photos and a short essay about the band and tour and the set list and credits. I always thought that Aerosmith had one of the coolest band logos too, am I right? If you stick around until the end, I will display the full set list for this concert for you. So, first and foremost, this is a documentary film with a concert performance mixed in, really. And unfortunately, there is no option to just play the concert only. All documentary-style concert films should really have that option, especially on a Blu-ray that has the capacity to do so. With that said, though, both the documentary and the concert performances are excellent, and they are blended together pretty well. So, the video begins with words scrolling down the screen that describe what led Aerosmith to undertake this particular tour in the land of the rising sun. It just so happens that they also put them on the back of the case, and I'm going to go ahead and read them for you. In March 2011, Japan fell victim to a tragedy, an earthquake and tsunami, the likes of which the Japanese people had never seen. The Fukushima nuclear plant suffered a core meltdown, spreading radiation and fear across the country. Disregarding warnings to stay away, Aerosmith, along with its management and crew, decided there was only one way to help the people of Japan, with their music. So this really hit home with me because I was stationed in Japan for 3 years back in the mid-'80s while serving in the U.S. Navy. And the people and country of Japan were absolutely amazing. And they are rock and metal fanatics over there. So only about 8 months after these tragic events, Aerosmith decided to return to Japan during their Back on the Road tour of 2011 to give their support to those Japanese fans who have supported them so passionately for decades. Rock for the Rising Sun was filmed in November and December of 2011 at multiple venues, including the Tokyo Dome and the Hiroshima Green Arena. You do not get all of the songs that they performed on this tour, but you do get a great selection of 19 songs. The proceedings kick off with a ripping performance of Draw the Line, a song that has been a favorite of mine since I first picked up the album of the same name back when I was just starting middle school. Aerosmith were my first favorite band as a kid, and their live Bootleg album was the go-to choice for the air guitar concerts my buddies and I used to put on relentlessly. Every time I hear that song, I am still floored by how unique and filthy it sounds, with Perry's modified open A guitar tuning and bluesy slide work, and Brad Whitford's aggressive power chords throughout. During the first half of the set, Aerosmith also dive into a few of their 80s rebirth hits, such as Love in an Elevator, Hangman Jury, and Living on the Edge. Thankfully, they chose those rockers for the set list over the sappy hit ballads that they also spewed out during this period. I much prefer the 70s era of Aerosmith and consider Get Your Wings, Toys in the Attic, and Rocks to be one of the greatest 3-album runs of all time. Although they were all around 60 years old here, the boys were still at the top of their game and cemented their status as one of the best live rock bands ever. Tyler is easily one of the greatest rock frontmen of all time, and his performance here proves that. Drummer Joey Kramer keeps the old school extended drum solo thing alive and well here as well. He lays down his trademark skin bashing with both his sticks and his hands. I still remember seeing him do the hands drum solo when I saw Aerosmith in concert for the first time back in like the early 80s, and it was amazing. The debut album cut, Moving Out, was a concert highlight for me. Perry's intro part sounded extraordinary, and he really shined throughout that whole song. I also love the way Tyler alters his voice slightly when singing the debut album song to sound just like he did on that album, which is quite different. His vocals started to sound a lot different around the time of Toys in the Attic was recorded. Speaking of Toys in the Attic, the title track is such an old school hard rock anthem, and Aerosmith really owned that genre in the mid-70s. I was glad to see them play it here, and they simply crushed it. Brad Whitford's unique funk rock guitar riffs and epic solo on Last Child elevate it to one of the best songs in the set and in the Aerosmith catalog. For whatever reason, they included One Way Street and Lickin' a Promise as bonus tracks instead of part of the main set list. I don't know why they do that. One Way Street was certainly another concert highlight for me, with Tyrell blowing some serious harp and the entire band just locked into an epic groove throughout. The Rock for the Rising Sun Blu-ray features two outstanding audio mixes, LPCM stereo and DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 surround, and they were both impressive on both the documentary footage and the concert footage, which were intertwined. The video featured a 1080i widescreen transfer that looked very sharp and had excellent contrast. The stage lighting was not excessively bright or full of video screens like most modern concerts these days, so this likely helped to capture such a great picture. There were no special features included on this Blu-ray. So the set list shown here featured 19 songs, including the two bonus tracks, and spanned most of the band's career. Train Kept a Rolling was played via split screens over the disc credits, though. As for my ratings of this Blu-ray, my overall production rating is an 8 out of 10, and my overall performance rating is also an 8 out of 10. In summary, Aerosmith's Rock for the Rising Sun is a must-have for Aerosmith fans, especially if you enjoy concert documentaries, and especially if you are one of the lucky Japanese fans to have been in attendance. All right, that's it for me today. Let me know your thoughts on Rock for the Rising Sun in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Catch you next time.